In my personal opinion, the trimmings of a roast dinner are the most important. Paying close attention to detail those and perfecting them is what makes a good roast dinner. I absolutely love the classics. I think they're 10 out of 10. So if you're going to be making roast dinner this week, please try out these recipes. You want really lovely crispy roast potato, homemade fluffy Yorkshire puds, a creamy gravy, cauliflower cheese and seasoned Brussels sprouts. I really hope this recipe video and all the trimmings comes in handy, because in my opinion these recipes are not too complicated, yet it goes an extra step further to make it just that tastier. If you're going through all the extra effort buying the ingredients, you may as well do it right. So I've written out all the ingredients and the recipes, and first off we're going to start with roast potatoes. Those are so important to get right. We're going to use Maris Piper or large baking potatoes and boil those in a chicken stock cube broth. Whilst they boil, we're going to heat up a tray of fat, so I use Trex and butter. Drain out the potatoes, cover them in corn flour and give them a little shake, and then coat them in that hot butter. You're then going to roast these and then flip them at each interval. Get them nice and golden on the outside, and once they're fully roasted you're going to finally chop some herbs and give them a good toss. And there you have the perfect fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside, seasoned garlic roast potato. My carrots, I have two types. I have one that's bacon with the chicken and another one that's honey mustard flavour. This is super simple. You lightly season it, add some fresh herbs and some butter and let that bake or roast. One of my favourite parts, the gravy. This is used by straining the chicken juices whilst it's roasting. You're going to chuck in half a chicken stock cube and a knob of butter. You're going to thicken it and give a creamy texture with a cornstarch slurry and let that simmer and whisk it over time. Eventually that will emulsify and make a thick, nice gravy, which is super savoury, full of flavour, not too overly rich, and goes perfect with the chicken and all the other trimmings. I did leave a little bit of leftover chicken juices in the tray because I added the stuffing balls and let that soak up the flavour of the chicken. This makes the stuffing balls not dry and actually have flavour in them. Next we're going to make homemade Yorkshire puddings because it's a lot more cost effective and it just tastes so good. So I whisked together flour, milk and eggs until it's a smooth texture. And at the same time I've popped some ramekins in the oven that has some oil or butter in them, and they're going to heat up nice and hot. After heating up for 15 minutes you're going to pour the batter into the hot oil and let that bake in the oven. Then you get these beautiful large Yorkshire puddings that are going to hold all that gravy, and I also made some mini ones too. Another trimming that I love is cauliflower cheese, and I go a bit bougie with this one. I use 4 types of cheeses. On the hob I cook together butter, flour and some seasoning. Then I add my milk and keep whisking until it's thick and smooth. On low heat I chuck in my cheeses and mix it in, and then I add my cauliflower, which is only half boiled. You can also roast cauliflower, I couldn't be bothered. Then I top it with more beautiful cheese for that crunchy texture and the taste. Beautiful green chives, bake that and it's absolutely perfect. Look how gorgeous that is. And last but not least, people hate sprouts but I love them, so I parboil them and then I stir fry them in the chicken juices, stuffing and seasoning. Also give them a little bake or roast in the oven or the air fryer to go crispy. And now you have 10 out of 10 trimmings. I hope you try this out. Bye.